Hello guys. Well, I did some things to I connected the solenoid in the truck, but the batteries are not connected yet. So what I did now is I popped the trailer and I'm going to load up some stuff in the back of the storage area, and I'm going to weigh. So I'm going to weigh everything. So here's the camper. It turns out that it's a little lower than with old blue. I can reach up there easier. So now I've been weighing the gear that I'm going to put back here, and this box is 24. That's 22, and then the green one is the food. And I removed some of the food items when I let's see, why did I remove the food items? I kind of empty everything out so I can transfer, get the weight off the vehicle because it was kind of heavy. I saw a video of a couple that, hi Papa. I saw a video of a couple that they bought a new truck, and they loaded it up with their stuff, and then they went to a scale, and they went way over, and they were kind of astonished that the vehicle was the camper. They already weighed the truck. Camper weighed 14,000 pounds. And I'm going, wow, 14. And he had a lot of weight and tools. He goes, oh, I need my tools. Well, if the truck is in fairly good shape, it's almost new, you don't need that many tools. You're not going to do an overhaul. I got, I remove a bunch of wrenches because I noticed that I had some weight also in tools, and I removed that. So now in the gear under the seat, I have roughly about 22 pounds. The compressor is heavy. It's a good compressor, but an air compressor. It's a little heavy. But now I'm going to see what I'm going to put back here. Oh, I didn't show you the decal. I installed the decal in the rear. This is the decal for the front. I don't know if I showed that also. So I did that in the front on both sides. I think it looks good. And this is the decal for the rear. And that's what it's all about. It's about hunting deer, mountains, be out there in the wilderness. Okay, so let me put the camera here, and roughly I'm going to show what I'm going to be loading. Okay, so now I'm going to start with what I do is I have two compartments. I have a compartment. I got two compartments. I got a compartment for the axe, the shovel, the camping stuff, the fire ring, that kind of thing. And then I have another compartment for straps, ropes, if I want to take chains. That's on the other side. So on this side, I'm going to be doing the camping stuff, the camping equipment. All right, let me bring it down a little bit so you guys can see what's going in there. All right, a long time ago, I got stuck in I had a little pickup in the 80s that just came out in 79. It was called the Chevy Love. It had a rainbow color, red with it yellow and blue. But I kind of liked the truck, very smooth transmission, but it didn't have enough power. It had a 1.6 or 1.7 engine. It didn't have enough power to get out of its own way. And I went to this at night. We were going to go rabbit hunting in the desert, and I didn't know my way around there. And I went into this dry riverbed, and we drove. It was smooth sand, and never has water, that I could tell. And drove, and then all of a sudden, boom, we got hung up because apparently we were in a waterfall. where it used to be a waterfalls, small one, but we were hung up, and we didn't have a shovel. We had to dig by hand like crazy, and I bought this little one, very light, and that's going to be part of the equipment. Also, I also had, not on me that day, but it had this old Vietnam shovel. And this shovel is really tough. You've seen them. They unscrew and they become an axe, and it's got the axe, and it's a little on the heavy side. This one weighs, let me see, this one weighs 4 pounds. This one weighs 1.5, but it doesn't have the axe. It's got a plastic handle that could break, and the metal on this is thin. I'm going to take it anyways, but I'm relying mostly for a heavy duty job on this one. So just put it back in here. I can tell now it's going to be making racket. I should have put a little rubber or a piece of carpet. I can still put a piece of carpet in there. Okay, then I bought this axe. It's a Schrade, and what's the matter, boy? You want to be out here with Daddy, huh? And this axe is very sharp. Very sharp. You can cut your fingers, and it's got a hammer on this side. It's good to have when you need an axe. You know, whatever the issue that you need an axe for. I also have a double-bladed axe, tall, but I'm not taking that. This is very nice, and this thing weighs. This one weighs 2 pounds. All right, goes in there. I also bought this heavy-duty fire ring that I haven't used yet, and it folds. This is heavy. I don't know if I'm going to be taking it. This thing is 8.5 pounds. But since you're going camping, you know. So if you're in an area that there's no rocks to make a fire ring, you have this. But it's a Coleman. The thing is that now with the fires and the drought and the hot weather and everything, they don't allow you to make any fire in camp. So you know what, being that it's a heavy one, I'm not taking it because I'm going to lighten up the load. I'm not taking everything that I had before because it was pretty heavy to begin with. So I'm going to put this in storage. Then I have this saw that a friend of mine gave me. And it's got the hacksaw blade on one side, and it has the rib blade for wood on the other, and this sleeve comes off, and it's all camouflage. You change that, you know, you open this up and it opens, you know, it loosens it. So I'm taking this. This is not heavy at all. I'm not even gonna weigh it. It's less than a pound. Well, let me see. Let me just make sure. 1.5. So if you need to do any particular sawing, you know, and also you can work on a deer if you want to cut bones or something like that. It comes in handy. So it's good to have. Shove that in there. What else we got? Yeah, I've had this thing forever, and when I go fishing, well, you know what it is. It's dusty as hell. I gotta clean it. You put your fish tail here, and you can clean the scales and stuff. I have another one that's plastic. Yeah.
You have your phone with you?
Yeah.
Okay, they're going to try to come in on 132.
Okay.
I told Amber. But they'll call you with what's going on.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Good.
So I'll see you in front of my house.
Okay. All right. So So this one also I'm not gonna take. When I go fishing is when I'm gonna start putting stuff in. When it's, time to go fishing. Cobwebs. All right, so that's gonna stay here, and I have a little storage area for all this stuff here. And I also have this old knife uh, that is also for fishing, so it's gonna stay with this. And I have this barbecue grill cleaner because I also have a grill. Yeah, I also have a grill that this thing needs a good wash. It gets a little rusty, so you need to scrape it up. So this is going to stay also. I'm going to put it together with the grill, put it away. Oh, and then I had these little pieces of kindling for making a, start a fire. So I'm going to put this in. Because sometimes I always take fire starter because there might be an emergency. Let's say the heater breaks, propane runs out, it's cold, it's cold rain or it's snowing. Whatever the situation, you need to have a way of getting a fire going, and gotta look out for number one. You have to take fire equipment. So I always take something to start a fire. The kindling, if there's pine needles around, or even a piece of clothing, take off a sock or whatever. I also take a little bottle of alcohol for starting a campfire on the ground. And the fire kit that I have the one with the flint that you strike it with the knife, but I also, because I thought, what if you hurt your hand and you can't do this, right? Well, I got one that it's with one hand or the other, you just push it and it'll create a spark. So you can just go and get a spark going and get a fire going. You gotta think about, if you're gonna be, if you're elderly, if you're old, and something happens to you when you're alone, you gotta come up with MacGyvers. You gotta come up with some things. Also, there was a young guy. I mean, things happen. A young guy, he went off to the desert to ride his motorcycle. This was in the news, and he went off to ride his motorcycle. The chain broke on the bike, and he was in the middle of nowhere. He had no water. He had nothing. He was just a wild guy, strong guy, young, in his mid-20s, early 20s. Took off on a dirt bike, and that happened. And apparently he had no tools. He had no way to fix it. Well, they found him dead because the desert will kill you. The heat, the midday, there's no place to hide. There's not a shade anywhere because there's no high bushes. There's no high rocks. This is basically just sagebrush and a lot of gravelly ground. And the poor guy, they found him dead. He should have taken a camel bag with him, take some water, take a couple of snacks, wait it out until it's nighttime, and then maybe walk out or start a fire. And if they're looking for him, they can see it in the distance. So things like that. So I always sometimes I take more than what I need because I'm thinking about stuff like that. If you're alone, you need to take backup equipment. What if this happens? How do I get out of it? That's why I got toe straps, and I have a Camelon. I gotta look for it. I don't remember where I put it, but I have a Camelon in case you get stuck. You can tie it to something. I used to read a lot of four-wheel drive magazines and how to get out of emergencies. And let's say you're stuck in the sand and you don't have let's say you have a winch, but you don't have nothing to tie to because it's sand, right? That's why I got these plastic sleds. I forget the name now. They're tracks. You put them under the tire, and you roll over it, and you can keep moving. But let's say you don't have those. How do you get out of it? If you do have a winch, but you don't have a way to tie it to anything, what you do is you get your spare tire. You need a shovel. That's why I got two shovels. You dig 3 feet down. You drop your tire in there. If you have a cross key for the lugs, a cross wrench, you put it under the tire, so you can put your strap and wrap it around that cross wrench and bring it out. Bury the tire, pack it down, tie it to your winch, and you can winch yourself out that way. And then, of course, you have to go dig out the tire. But those are the things that you have to have. If you don't have all the right tools, then here comes the problem. Now you got to walk out. You have nothing with you. They'll find you dead a few days later because you didn't have any right equipment. You didn't have any backup equipment. You didn't have a bladder bag with water or a canteen. You got to think about stuff like that. Some people just get up and go. Okay, let's open up here. And on this side, I usually put the straps and the odds and ends. Okay, so here's this strap. I used to have this with the Blazer, so I just transferred it here. And this thing is very strong. It's very, very strong. It's about 20 feet or so. I put that in the back here. Yeah. Okay, I have this bag, this cloth bag, that I have a nylon rope with hooks on it. And wow, this glare from the steps is crazy. It's hitting me in the eye. Okay, and I also have I got the deer, when you hang the deer, where's the other deal? If you get a deer, you hang it head down like this, or head up, but it's usually head down, and you hook it up to the system, you raise them up, and it's easy to gut. Okay, so that goes in the bag, and I can throw some miscellaneous in there. I have, let me see, I also have new straps with the ratchet. It's a little heavy bag. Let me see what it weighs. This weighs 4.5 pounds, but it's got ratchets, and sometimes, if you don't have a heavy-duty pulley, this will do it. So I'm gonna see if I can put this in this bag and see if I can shove it in there, because that door is kind of narrow. So these are emergency, no, it's not gonna fit through there. I'm gonna put this in the back here. And you can fold this. Make it smaller. And still, a little. I used to have a winch on my Blazer, but I never really used it. One time I just used it to pull a log across the road, get it out of the way, So I have a bottle of the charcoal starter. That's just to help you get the fire going on the camp. It's always good to have that backup. Let's see if I can put it in the bag. Yeah. Fits in there. And I think I've taken some stuff that because that compartment used to be loaded. Okay, that's in the bag. I have these levelers that I that I've almost never used. They're kind of in the way. It came with all blue, but in a box and another strap. See if I can put it in there. It's there are things you need to take. Now, being that I have the under the rear seat storage installed, that made it really simple because now I can put stuff there, and then I got the holes for the drainage on the sink, which I almost never use, but I want to take it just in case, because I also have a drain tank, a blue one. So if you're in a campground, they don't want you to be draining into the ground, which I don't see the problem because we don't use soap. I mean, we're using paper plates. It's just to kind of clean up a little bit the utensils in. So anyways, the tank, you attach it with a hose, connected, lay it on the ground, and then when you using your sink, you're flushing it and everything, it goes into the tank, and then you can dump it somewhere. I usually just give it to the trees, and they're happy. So let's see, two there. Yeah, and I still got room. Okay, what else I got? Okay, that's it for the for that gear. I used to take a long shovel. Let's see, I'm missing the machete. Yeah, let me go get it. So this machete, I used it once and I bent the crap out of it because it's not the best machete, but I kind of fixed it. It is very light, and I mean a pound maybe, pound and a quarter. So the blade, I was trying to cut a tree because I didn't have that axe that I have now. There was it wasn't a tree, it was a big heavy branch in the middle of the road, and I tried to cut it with this, and it just bent I think I showed a video, it bent the edge, so I brought it home and I straightened it, put a little edge on it. So that's and I know it's redundancy, but I've had this little axe for the longest time, and being that, oh, it needs to put an edge on it, being that the axe is, this is something that you can carry in your backpack if you want to take an axe with you, because this axe, let's see the weight. This axe is 1.5. So I've been told that I've taken too many of the same things, like 2 knives, and but sometimes you need extra equipment. So every pound counts. Now that fire ring, yeah, that's a heavy sucker. So all right, so I'm gonna put this here, close it later, and we're gonna need to put in the food, and the food is heavy. I think the food, let me see. $38. That's heavy. So, but what we have here is food, and you can't just leave that behind. Put the show on the road here. And I have it stocked full, because there's no point in having camper half empty. If you need to Get out of the sun. It's getting hot here. If you need to go, I'm planning on taking a trip, a week. I need a vacation. Too much stuff going on. So if you're planning on taking a trip, you're not going to go and say, okay, I'm going to eat 5 cans of food and that's all I'm taking. Because you're going to eat a can a day. You need to diversify it and, have different things. So I still got to connect the battery so I can get the refrigerator working and everything. So I got a lot to do. So it's the beginning of August, and I want to see if I can do a little scouting trip in my next hunting area. I'm not going backpacking this year. Again, I didn't get the tag for the area. So I already picked out another area, and I got to go check it out. I have a theory of how it could work out, and I got to try it out before the actual day of hunting. So I'm going to take a trip and go there for, I don't know, maybe a weekend or I don't know. We'll see. Maybe longer than a weekend. It just depends. So now one thing I noticed when I popped the camper, that it was easier for me to reach the top and unclip it, because this truck has gone down with the weight. I don't know if the springs are dead. It rides okay, it rides smooth. The old blue wouldn't budge. You put it on, you take it off, it stays the same. I loaded 2 scoops of gravel. It's about a ton. 3/4, almost a ton, 2 scoops. And it moved down maybe half an inch. I was impressed. This one, it was 39 at the tailgate, 39 inches high, and when I put the camper, it went down to 30, I think it was 33, and I'm going, whoa, it kept going down and down. It's level, but it's low in the front, so I think I'm going to have to get under there and see if I can do an adjustment with the torque bars, bring it up a bit. I'm just learning I'm trying to learn the vehicle, trying to see how it handles everything, how everything is going to react. That's why I need to take it on a maintenance voyage and see how's it going to do. I'm not going to be doing heavy duty trails. So, all right, let me continue with the stocking up the truck. So now, okay, so I have to sit here on the floor so I can do this. And man, I picked a hot day for this. Oh, well, it is what it is. It is what it is. So, let's get the cans. This is a tuna can. Let me see. Let me get the bigger stuff. I got here the Spam. They're good. I'm not crazy about them, but they're good. This is a little bit of Swiss sauce that goes in the fridge. No, this is A1 sauce. Okay. And then another can here, Kirby grilled chicken sausage gumbo. Very good. That goes in there. And what I like about this is that this space here, the shelf. Let me see. I don't know if you're looking at it. Bring it down a little bit. The shelf, it's exactly the size of a can diameter. So it doesn't have a lot of space to be bouncing around. The smaller ones do. So the little sausage goes here. Slide that over. I got a little bit of olive oil if I want to do eggs. There. Put the Kirby. The lightweight sour cream and onion Rice Crisps. They're okay. These are for dips and stuff. That goes up in the cabinet overhead. It handles the light stuff. Here's a packet of snack kit with chunky tuna and cracker. Got a little can in there. And this is what I mean. Little stuff like this, you put it in the backpack, and a small backpack, if you're wandering off into the hills, and something happens that you can't get up, at least you're gonna have something to eat while they're looking for you. I have here my old little coffee maker for espresso. And if you guys never had these, this is really a simple way of making espresso. The container here, you see those little fitting. You bring the water up to the edge of that. So this is going to be water. You drop the filter in. You fill it up with coffee, compress it a little bit, and then you close it up. And you put it on your fire. It doesn't matter how big the fire. Eventually it'll start boiling through the top, and you get your coffee here. And then when it's done, you pour it, you add your sugar. So that's my little coffee. I used to take that in my backpack also. All right, so what is this? Another bag of Rice Crisp barbecue. This is probably hot. It's got sauce in there. I think it has sauce. Okay, then we have a can of Silverado beef chili beans with chunks of meat. And stuff like that in the cold weather, man, that comes in really good. Kirby beans are really good. Black beans. Let me see. This is tamal casserole. This is delicious. Delicious. All right. I'm going to put that next to it. Pigeon bean, green pigeon beans. Not really. This is probably my wife's idea. This is not really my favorite thing, but if it's here and you need to eat it, you'll eat it. You know, if you don't have nothing else, or if you run out of the good stuff, then you start eating the stuff that you don't like, but it'll give you some energy. Put that on the bottom. Okay, peanut butter. I don't know if that's going to be in the same department. Chicken noodle soup. Healthy choice. They're okay. You add a little bit more pepper if you want to. That goes in there. Sugar-free cranberry reserve. Okay, I'm going to put that there. Italian style wedding chicken broth. Kind of, I don't think I ever had this. And some of this stuff, let's say that you lost your can opener or something, it has a lid, you can just pop it. On some of them. Here's some Kirby Galician soup from Galicia, Spain. Very good in cold weather. Okay, this bag does not belong here. This is snacks. That's not the snack department. So I'm going to put this next to the tamal. And here's another casserole. Put that on the bottom here. Okay, then we have, what is this? Coffee, oatmeal, cream, sugar. That goes on top, not on the bottom. This is also a snack. It's mango dehydrated slices. Crackers. This is cream for the sugar. I don't like to carry the full container because it's just too much. And usually I put this in a drawer down here. That'll take care of that. Peanuts. Buttercup trail mix. Hormel chili. Another soup. Bean and ham. I need to open up this side. Put it on this side here. You won't be able to see that. Sorry about that. Here's gluten-free. This is all this stuff is her idea. It's into this gluten-free stuff now. Rice. Now this is something that I don't cook when I go camping or hunting. I don't cook rice. I don't do. This is her stuff. Because she wants to do major. Okay, this is what I usually have: is smoked trout, smoked oysters, sardines. It's a quick snack. And okay, where's that ham? Put that ham back in here, and get that little can of. Also, what I do is that since you can't fit a can of this like that, you put it on top of the low cans. And actually, you can put it if you come in from one end, and then you can walk it, bring it in. Okay, that's another can of Spam. And this is meat hash. I think I had this once. It's okay. I don't think it's. No way. Did I have this type? I don't think I had this type. This is a Spanish one, so it might be a little bit better. And then here's some more tamal en cazuela. But this is, I'm telling you, guys gotta try that. You just gotta go to a Spanish store, and they'll have it. Okay, that's there. Is that gonna close? Yeah. And then the sardines. Those sardines are delicious. Spanish sardines. And here's some more soup. Okay, so the cold, put that down here. Chicken. Now this stuff goes on top in the top cabinet because it's very light. So the light stuff goes on top, the heavy stuff goes on the bottom. Here's a huge can of vegetable soup in Campbell. Campbell's very salty. I don't know why we bought this, but we're gonna have to consume it because we don't throw food away. Okay. Here's some more oysters, guys. You have a beer, a very cold beer, and you have some of this smoked oysters or clams with a little salt and pepper, and some crackers and stuff. Man, instead of just sitting there drinking just beer, just pair it up with that. It's a good match. And here's a huge can of beef stew. I've had this thing for, it might be bad, I don't know. We're gonna have to try it. Okay, that goes in there. And what's this? Oh boy, this is filthy. But this got oil, and you just spray it. Yeah. So I'm gonna put it up there for now. I hope it won't fall out. And then a bag of brown rice and dried up bananas, mariquitas. They lost their color because of the heat. And this thing is almost, oh wait a minute. Bacon, another ham Spam. That goes, yep, we got room there. And one last thing. And mustard that goes in the fridge. So I'm gonna put that up there. This goes up here. All the light stuff goes on top. Toss it up there for now. The rice is too heavy. I'm gonna put it down here for now. This is empty. Let's just push this out. It took itself out. All right. So this is the stash. That's what you need to take to really enjoy. Camping is about the food, not only about the whatever you're doing. It's about the food, and here's another. So I put them all together. Smoked oysters compartment goes here. Here's some sausages. I'm gonna put that here. I'm gonna put this here, there, and then push it in like that. Then Spam. A can of Spam. I think that closes. Yep. And then the peanut butter goes here. Okay. Little packet of rice can fit in there. This stuff goes up. So we got food for a trip. Let me close this. Oh. The one that broke. Toss it out. I already fixed that. And then I gotta connect the batteries, and that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. So, hot. I always do this when it's hot. I don't know why. I always get the energy and go, okay, let's do this, let's do that. Yesterday I didn't do nothing. I just sat and got on the computer and didn't do anything. Okay, I bought this screwdriver sensor deal that it caught my attention. It's one of those advertisements you get when you're on video, and when you're watching a video and then you get this pop-up and says, you know, and the guy showing how to use it and that kind of thing. I don't know if we're getting a breeze. All right. Continue with the project. I gotta get this thing done, ready in 15 days. Because I'm leaving in the middle of the month. And I gotta continue with everything else. I can't stop the other projects. I gotta continue with the Blazer. All right, let me get up. All right, guys. I guess I'm gonna see you on the next one. I'm gonna be back here later, and then up here, I got some snacks from my backpack. Take that in there. It's a lighter. All the light stuff goes up here because there's no room. Actually, I got room, but here's the mango. I like that. This is going to stay here for now. It's a little bit on the heavy side. The noodle soup, shove it in there. Got a bunch of them. Close that up, and then get this here. Put it in there. And let me get out of here. Now with the new stairs, if you can tell, it's kind of high from up here. So what I do is I'm going to see if I can back up, because you can't get out of this door heading out, facing out, because of the door is not high enough. So you just don't walk out straight. You got to kind of grab the side. And luckily I got a little grab bar here from factory right there, and just kind of back out. You don't know the way to do it. I'll get the hang of it. It's just a matter of getting used to it. Okay, get this stuff put up here. All right, I got a little lunch. We got some fish tacos. All right, I'll see you later on the next one.